Everhood Wiki. Advertisement Everhood Wiki Everhood Edit. Developers Chris Nordgren Jordi Roca Publishers Foreign Gnomes Surefire. Games Engine. Unity version 1.0.41 ML Platforms PC. Nintendo Switch release date March 4, 2021 Genre. Action Mode. Single player system requirements. Requires a 64-bit processor and operating system OS, Windows XP, Vista, 7, 8, or 10 memory, 2 GB RAM. Graphics, 128 MB storage, 400 MB available space. Everhood is a psychedelic rhythm bullet hell adventure RPG with musical elements, created by Chris Nordgren and Jordi Roca. The Steam page describes it as an unconventional adventure RPG that takes place in an inexpressible world filled with amusing musical battles and strange delightful encounters. To put it simply, you are in for a ride. Gameplay Overworld. The game sees the player explore an overworld akin to that of classical JRPGs. The main method of interaction in this overworld is through talking with NPCs. Almost all NPCs are unique, and a good portion of these offer fights that are relevant to the progression of the story. Battles Battlefield. Example of a battle scene. Most battles in Everhood takes place on a flat plane with 5 lanes with the opponent at the top of these lanes. These lanes are drawn to mimic songs from Guitar Hero, which itself mimics the neck of guitar. In Guitar Hero, the notes sync up with music at the bottom of the playing field, as the player is supposed to play each note. Because they are meant to dodge the notes in Everhood, the music notes sync at their creation, as if the enemy was creating them. Player actions. Example of the deflection mechanic. The playable character has 4 possible actions they can perform at any moment. The player can move to an adjacent lane. The player can jump. This action makes the player invulnerable for a short period of time to ground notes, but tall notes can still hit them. The player can perform a jump roll, which is a mid-air dodge roll that occurs by moving while still in the air from a jump. Because this allows the player to reposition while invulnerable, it has a short cooldown upon landing. The player can deflect enemy notes under specific conditions. Using the tennis racket in Super Racket 1 or 2. Using the sword that deflects red attacks in Medallion. Using red's arm after it has been retrieved in-game. Under normal circumstances, the objective is to survive until the fight song is finished playing, or until the enemy is defeated. Due to this, many fights will always last the same amount of time, given that the player does not die by running out of health points. Player health. The player's health bar. The player's health is represented by a horizontal red bar that appears above red's head upon taking damage or regenerating health. The player has more health points on lower difficulty settings and fewer health points on higher difficulty settings. After taking damage, the player has a brief period of invulnerability. Once it ends, they will begin to regenerate their health. The time it takes for health to regenerate increases with difficulty. If the player's health reaches 0, they will receive a game over screen, where they can restart the fight, continue from a checkpoint if the fight has won, change the difficulty, access settings, or return to the main menu. Enemy attacks. Example of tall skull notes. Enemy attacks have various properties. Normal notes take up 1 lane. Tall notes take up 1 lane and cannot be jumped over. Strafing notes take up 1 lane but sway back and forth in between multiple lanes as they approach the bottom of the screen. They have a central spawn row and may also spawn in either row adjacent to that row, giving them an element of RNG. Wide notes take up multiple lanes, 2 to 5 lanes. Skull notes take up 1 lane and deal double damage. Tall skull notes take up 1 lane, deal double damage, and cannot be jumped over. Difficulty. Selecting the difficulty. The difficulty setting can be changed at any time during the playthrough, with the default difficulty being set to hard. The difficulty setting affects various aspects of combat. The player has more health points at lower difficulty settings and less health on higher difficulty settings. The health regeneration for the player is much quicker on lower difficulty settings and much slower on higher difficulty settings. For the most part, enemies will have less health on lower difficulty settings and more health on higher difficulty settings. However, there are a few fights where the difficulty setting has no effect on the enemy health. See list of battles for all health values. The deflection range is more lenient on lower difficulty settings and tighter on higher difficulty settings. 1. The story mode difficulty setting has altered fight attack patterns, aka altered charting, for enemies. 2. They are easier for the player to complete. Due to the altered charting, no-hit related achievements are disabled in story mode. The insane difficulty setting is unlocked after completing the normal ending. Although the in-game description states, no checkpoints, checkpoints that allow the player to skip long intro cutscenes are still enabled. Difficulty in-game description player health. Story mode even faster life regeneration and extra health. For people not used to playing video games and more interested in the story. 7 easy even faster life regeneration and extra health. 4. Normal faster life regeneration. Recommended if you don't like losing but still prefer some challenge. 3 hard makes winning feel good. You will die. 3. Expert less health regeneration. For people who like hard challenges. 3 insane 1 HP and no checkpoints. For those who love brutal challenges. 1 story. The player assumes control of an animated wooden doll known as Red. Before they gain control, one of their arms is stolen by a gnome-like character known as the Blue Thief. Red pursues the thief in order to retrieve their arm. On the way there, Red battles different NPCs in a linear progression. The first battle against Frog serves as the tutorial. Eventually, Red reaches the VIP room of the dance club, where they see Blue Thief convening with their leader, Gold Pig. Gold Pig throws Red into the incinerator in order to end their life. However, Red escapes and returns to the VIP room. Gold Pig is no longer around, leaving behind a helpless and legless Blue Thief lying on the floor. Blue Thief explains to Red that Gold Pig stole their legs, and the two team up in order to chase down Gold Pig. Red explores different locales in Everhood, via the magical doors that exist in the Cosmic Hub. Red is attacked by various inhabitants of Everhood, but they also befriend many of them. Subtle hints of the world's underlying existential dread and Red's sinister past are gradually uncovered as Red's adventure continues. With Blue Thief's help, Red manages to collect the 3 pieces of the broken blue door. After the door is fixed, they travel through the desert and reach Gold Pig's hiding place, the Desert Temple. Red defeats Gold Pig's henchmen and finally Gold Pig themselves. Gold Pig relents, returning Blue Thief's legs and allowing Red to retrieve their arm from the treasury. After Red retrieves their arm, they learn from Frog that the inhabitants of Everhood have been suffering for many eons due to their immortality, their lives no longer holding purpose. Frog tasks Red with using their arm's power to free the inhabitants by ending their lives. During the game's true ending, Red follows the guidance of the lost spirits, eliminating all of the souls in Everhood. After killing the sun, it goes supernova, and the world seemingly ends. Red faces the souls of the inhabitants who felt wronged in a battle of reconciliation, as Red is repeatedly berated and attacked. Pink, a being that laid dormant within Red's body, suddenly appears, breaking the wooden doll into pieces. Pink is held responsible for Red's killings, and they allow the player to guide them through a few surreal areas. After sinking into the abyss, they reach the final fight against the universe, destroying it. A mysterious being guides Pink to the waiting room, a location that exists after death. Upon reaching the waiting room, they are congratulated by a few gnomes, and many of Everhood's previous inhabitants thank Pink for freeing them from the immortal realm. Pink and various characters participate in a cheerful battle as a final farewell. Themes. Spangle, a psychedelic music group, is the main influence for certain music tracks and the overall tone of Everhood's story. 3. Everhood's subtitle, An Ineffable Tale of the Inexpressible Divine Moments of Truth, is derived from 3 different Spangle studio albums that partly describe the sensations of the game. 4. Everhood's story switches between events that seem somewhat mundane and surreal at the same time, taking place across multiple undefined locations. Characters rarely resemble humans and instead take the form of strange and unusual creatures, such as humanoid animals, slimes, or mushrooms. The game also has elements of existentialism, with elements of the story hinting at a bigger picture and vague hints at absolute truth and humanity. Development. Everhood is created by Chris Nordgren and Jordi Roca. Chris Nordgren is responsible for most of the creative or audiovisual aspects of Everhood. This includes being the VFX artist, and musician behind the game. In addition to working on Everhood, Chris is a Swedish VFX artist working for Mojang Studios on games such as Minecraft Dungeons. Jordi Roca is responsible for most of the technical aspects of Everhood. Outside of Everhood, Jordi is a Spanish mobile games developer and founder of the development studio, Littlestone Games. Everhood runs on the Unity game engine, a commonly used 3D game engine developed by Unity Technologies. Everhood is published under the companies Foreign Gnomes and Surefire Games. Foreign Gnomes was likely made for the sole purpose of publishing Everhood to Steam. Surefire Games specializes in making games available for East Asian markets. History. Major milestones. Development started with Chris Nordgren expressing a desire to make a JRPG with Jordi Roca. After prototyping a series of main mechanics, they could not settle on one that they could pull off or that had not already been made. Following this, Chris tried to describe an idea he had brainstormed, but it was too abstract. To illustrate the concept, he created a video that showcases the mechanics that would characterize Everhood. 5. Everhood started development around August 2018. The first public showing of Everhood was a gameplay test that Jordi brought to a local event on September 29, 2018. The vertical slice demo was first released November 24, 2018 on itch.io and Game Jolt. 6. On March 19, 2020, the Everhood Steam page was published. With it came a new trailer and a new demo. This new demo was almost identical to the vertical slice, with some significant changes to the last 3 battles. The trailer also showed off a considerable amount of content not seen in the demo, as well as revealing a release window of Q4 2020. On March 4, 2021, Everhood was released to the general public on Steam and the Nintendo eShop for the Nintendo Switch. Minor events. Everhood would hit the main page of itch.io in late November 2018 as part of the latest featured games list. The trailer for the Steam release was decided by the Discord community, with a vote between 2 trailers, under the nicknames Fox and Frog. The Fox trailer would go on to win the poll, and a modified version would be later featured on the Steam page as an official trailer. The 2 original trailers are available on YouTube as unlisted videos. 7. On March 20, 2020, Everhood would be featured on the video game demo testing site, Alpha Beta Gamer, and its subsequent YouTube channel. 8. This popular YouTube video brought in a large amount of new Everhood fans. Trivia. Everhood takes heavy inspiration from Undertale and Yumi Nikki. Chris Nordgren has stated in his devlog on February 7, 2019 that he was greatly influenced by Undertale. 9. ATM is a character in Everhood that is an homage to Flowey, a character from Undertale. 10. Lost spirits are characters in Everhood that have their designs inspired by Uboa from Yumi Nikki and No Face from Spirited Away. 11. The Cosmic Hub is a location in Everhood that is empty space filled with a variety of different doors that leads to different realms. This is similar to a prevalent room from Yumi Nikki. The Everhood Discord server holds what is essentially a 24/7 developer Q&A and a very active community of players, including the developers themselves. The developers themselves are major sources of info about Everhood. 12. Gallery. Cover artwork of Everhood. Cover artwork of Everhood. Marketing image of Red fighting ATM. The title screen references. Up pointing arrow file. Reference deflection distance.png. Up pointing arrow, up pointing arrow, up pointing arrow, up pointing arrow. Up pointing arrow, up pointing arrow, frog, fox, up pointing arrow. Up pointing arrow file. Reference ATM flowy homage.png. Up pointing arrow file. Reference lost spirit design inspiration.png. Up pointing arrow more information. Top contributors. Comments 0 categories. Community content is available under CC by SAW unless otherwise noted. Explore properties. Fandom. Gamepedia D&D Beyond Cortex RPG
Everhood Wiki Advertise
Gamepedia D&D Beyond Cortex RPG Muthead Foothead Fanatical Follow US Overview What is Fandom?
Everhood Wiki Advertisement Everhood Wiki Red Edit Gender None Species Wooden Doll for the other playable character, see Pink. Red, also referred to as Red Mage, is the main playable character in Everhood. They mysteriously awaken in the woods, right after their arm is stolen by Blue Thief, who runs away. Later in the story, it is revealed that Red is actually the shell for Pink. Characteristics appearance Red as a brown wooden doll. They have a red cloak and bandana, greasy yellow hair, blue pants, gray and brown shoes, and a black belt with a golden buckle. During the optional Super Racket fights, Red wears a gray headband and a red and gray tennis outfit. During the Medallion game hosted by Green Mage, they wear gray armor and a blue tunic. They wield the sword that deflects red attacks, a sword with a gray pommel, a brown grip, and a blue cross guard. Personality Red is silent for most of the game, revealing little about their nature. Blue Thief interprets Red to be a kind individual, as Red assists them in retrieving their legs back from Gold Pig. A mirror version of Red speaks at the Mirror of Truth in Cursed Castle, where they are filled with self-loathing against themselves while hinting that Red has committed evil in the past. Combat. In combat, Red can move horizontally between 5 lanes. Maneuvering between the lanes allows Red to dodge attacks. Red can also jump or perform roll jumps to dodge any flat projectiles the opponent shoots at Red. After obtaining their arm during the story, Red can attack enemies by absorbing 2 notes of the same color and reflecting them back. Story. Red's quest is to find and recover their lost arm, which was stolen by Blue Thief under Gold Pig's command. During the main events of the game, Red must fight battles with many strange creatures in order to retrieve their arm. They eventually reach Gold Pig's temple, where they defeat Gold Pig and reclaim their arm. Shortly afterwards, Frog requests for Red to kill the inhabitants of Everhood, in order to end their suffering and free their souls. During the normal route, Red uses their power to kill the remaining 30 souls in Everhood. However, if the player chooses not to kill anyone, this upsets Frog, resulting in a fight called Frog's Wrath. Trivia. Concept artwork of Red from a scrapped game. Red is around 1 meter tall. 1. Red was originally designed for a different video game, but their design was recycled for Everhood after said game was cancelled. 2. Red's design incorporates the elements of several different video game characters. 2. The idea of a doll character was inspired by Geno from Super Mario RPG. The bandana was inspired by Eri from the Metal Slug series. The cape was inspired by the Wayfarers from Journey. Gallery. Main article. Red gallery references up pointing arrow file. Reference redheight.png up pointing arrow 2.02.1 https://everhood.itch.io/everhood/devlog/1364007/scrapbook-how-red-was-made https:// Everhood Wiki advertisement Everhood Wiki Red edit gender non-species wooden doll for the other playable character, see Pink. Red, also referred to as Red Mage, is Everhood Wiki advertisement Everhood Wiki Red edit gender non-species wooden doll for the other playable character, see Pink. Red, also referred to as Red Mage, is the main playable character in Everhood. They mysteriously awaken in the woods, right after their arm is Everhood Wiki advertisement Everhood Wiki Red edit gender non-species wooden doll for the other playable character, see Pink. Red, also referred to as Red Mage, is the main playable character in Everhood. They mysteriously awaken in the woods, right after their arm is stolen by Blue Thief, who runs away. Later in
Everhood Wiki advertisement Everhood Wiki Pink edit gender non-species humanoid for the other playable character, see Red. Pink, also known as Pink Mage, is one of 2 playable characters in Everhood. They are only playable at the end of the normal game route, but they make an appearance during the post-mortem and Gold Pig fights beforehand. Before and during the events of the game's story, Pink uses Red as a shell when killing the inhabitants of Everhood. Characteristics. Appearance. They wear no clothes, and are androgynous in appearance. Everhood Wiki advertisement Everhood Wiki Pink edit Gender none species humanoid. For the other playable character, see Red. Pink, also known as Pink Mage, is one of 2 playable characters in Everhood. They are only playable at the end of the normal game route, but they make an appearance during the post-mortem and gold pig fights beforehand. Before and during the events of the game's story, Pink uses Red as a shell when killing the inhabitants of Everhood. Characteristics appearance. Pink is a light-colored humanoid with fluffy hair of a matching color. They wear no clothes, and are androgynous in appearance. For the majority of the time Pink is playable, they wear a red blindfold. Personality. Pink is a pacifist who dislikes hurting others, purposely separating their body into pieces to prevent their ego of Red from killing. They are initially afraid of their body being controlled by the human player, but they beg for the player's guidance during the ending of the normal route and are elated when relinquishing control to them is successful. Story. Pink appears briefly during the post-mortem and gold pig fights, but they fade away each time. During both gold pig fights, they lament their powerlessness to do anything. After Red kills all of the inhabitants of Everhood, they face the lost spirits, and several characters that they have killed, in a battle of reconciliation. As Red continues to be attacked and berated, Pink suddenly appears, and Red's body falls apart. Pink pleads for everyone to stop fighting, explaining that Red was only trying to help them. They continue on to say even though Red was a killer, death shouldn't be feared and should instead be accepted. Pink speaks out loud to the broken body of Red and questions their decision to carry out the monstrous act of killing everyone. Pink states they would never have had the willpower to commit such a deed, but Green Mage counters that Pink was the true killer. Pink denies it, stating it was Red who carried out the act. But Gold Pig, Purple Mage, and Professor Orange also confirm it was Pink, stating that the true wooden body burned up in the incinerator and Pink created an illusion in order to cope. Pink continues to deny it and blame the act on Red, while the characters around them transform into lost spirits and fade away. Saddened, Pink questions what to do next and begs for Red's guidance. They place their trust into the player and allow the player to control them in order to find an exit from the isolation room. While wandering around, they reach a cottage where they reunite with Frog. Frog thanks Pink for freeing everyone's souls and offers them a respite before they continue forward on their journey. Pink eventually leaves and finds themselves trudging through cold, murky waters of the abyss. If they persist and refuse to sink, visions of various characters appear and they reveal their motivations and regrets. Rasta Beast reveals they were close friends with Pink, who was once very sick. Pink's body, Red, was usually fine, but sometimes it would kill, filling Pink with guilt. Pink had pleaded to be killed, but Rasta Beast was unable to accept Pink as a murderer, and Professor Orange's attempts at killing them were unsuccessful. Professor Orange reveals that they were the one who created Red as a physical body for Pink to inhabit, since their true body was unstable. Pink finally reaches the waiting room, where many characters greet them with joy. They thank Pink for freeing their souls from the immortal realm and giving their souls true peace. Their eyes are open to the truth that death is not the end but the start of a new beginning. During the Yellow Doll ending, Pink loses their wooden body in the Cat God's Lair incinerator, but Professor Orange appears and offers to create a new body for them. They create Yellow, a yellow-clothed wooden body with a tribal design. At the peaceful forest, pieces of Yellow's body are scattered on the ground. Professor Orange wishes Pink a long and peaceful rest, and Pink thanks them. Pink prays that Yellow will help fix them, and they enter the broken body. Trivia. Cursed Castle Easter egg cutscene. In one of Brown Mage's notes, they mention having dance-off battles with a character called Pink Mage, which is likely referring to Pink. If the player is either in pacifist mode, or on a New Game Plus save file after retrieving Red's arm, they will see a cutscene involving Pink while walking near the paintings of Cursed Castle. During the cutscene, it is implied that Pink was hit by a car in a different dimension that looks similar to Earth. Gallery. Main article. Pink Gallery. More information. Top contributors. Comments. 6 categories. Community content is available under CC by SAW unless otherwise noted. Explore properties. Fandom. Gamepedia D&D Beyond Cortex RPG Muthead Foothead Fanatical Follow US Overview. What is fandom? About. Careers Press Contact Terms of Use Privacy Policy Global Sitemap Local Sitemap Community Central Support Help Advertise Media Kit Fandomatic Contact Everhood Wiki Advertisement Everhood Wiki Endings Edit Everhood has multiple endings, all branching off from regaining Red's arm. Depending on what key choices the player makes, the story can go several vastly different directions. It is recommended that the player creates a secondary save file just before getting their arm back to make achieving new endings significantly easier. Endings are labeled as such since the full credits will roll afterwards, even though some endings are sparse on content. List of endings. Ending how to unlock. Normal, kill all 30 souls. The magic 8-ball or soul lantern can provide guidance on who is still alive. Pacifist, do not kill any of the 30 souls. Talk to the forest spirit in Mushroom Forest and refuse to kill them. Return back to the Cosmic Hub and enter the Heaven Door to do the Frog's Wrath fight. Dev Gnomes, collect the 3 gems and place them inside the Cat God statue in the Cosmic Hub in order to fight the Dev Gnomes. Corridor, go to the basement of Green Mage's house in Midnight Town and head right down the corridor for about 3 to 4 hours. Yellow Doll in a New Game Plus playthrough. Talk with Sam in the Cosmic Hub and follow them in order to fight Cat God. Alone, this is a variant of the Yellow Doll ending. In a New Game Plus playthrough, kill Professor Orange in their laboratory in Mushroom Forest. Afterwards, talk with Sam in the Cosmic Hub and follow them in order to fight Cat God. Normal ending. The normal ending is the intended route for the game and also unlocks New Game Plus upon completion. After leaving Gold Pig's temple, the goal is to kill all 30 souls. It is not necessary to kill characters like save points and mushrooms. Initially, the Midnight Town door and Castle door in the Cosmic Hub are locked, which blocks off Midnight Town and Cursed Castle. Interacting with or killing Blue Thief at the start of the game in the Peaceful Forest will open the way to Midnight Town. Afterwards, the player can defeat Rasta Beast and unlock the Midnight Town door. Traveling through the Green Door and climbing Cursed Castle's staircase allows the player to unlock the castle door. Characters are in their expected locations, but the player can use the magic 8-ball or soul lantern to locate them more quickly. Door character location. Mushroom Door, Professor Orange at the end of the laboratory. Grundall at the end of the laboratory. Harrowed Haley at the end of the laboratory. Forest Spirit, west side of Mushroom Forest, where the mushrooms gather. Grey Door, Zig inside the dance club. Blue Stoneguard inside the dance club. Won't appear if Royal Stoneguard is killed at the Cursed Castle. Pink Stoneguard outside the dance club. Reese inside the dance club. Won't appear if Reese is killed at the Cart Carnival. Blue Thief in a Peaceful Forest, at the start of the game. Midnight Town door, Rasta Beast upon entering Midnight Town from Blue Thief's secret entrance in Peaceful Forest. If Rasta Beast is spared instead of killed, they will go to the Cart Carnival. Green Mage inside Midnight Town's board game house. Trash can next to Midnight Town's flower shop. Shopkeeper inside Midnight Town's flower shop. Goldfish inside Midnight Town's fish bowl. Brown Mage inside the house south of Midnight Town's fountain. Crocodile inside the house south of Midnight Town's fountain. Carnival door, Vampire Boy at the Cart Carnival. Red Stoneguard at the Cart Carnival. Reese at the Cart Carnival. Won't appear if Reese is killed at the dance club. Information sign at the Cart Carnival. Rasta Beast at the Cart Carnival. Only appears if Rasta Beast is spared in Midnight Town. Green Door. Castle door, Purple Mage, the Mirror of Truth room in Cursed Castle. Royal Stoneguard, the room before the Mirror of Truth in Cursed Castle. Won't appear if Blue Stoneguard is killed at the dance club. Flan and Muck Slime Brothers plank service in Cursed Castle. Maze monster within the maze in Cursed Castle. Gold Pig if the player has killed 0 souls, or if Maze monster is dead. Pink spirits will lead to a secret pathway on the north side of the maze in Cursed Castle. Backtrack on the Candy Cane Road to reach Bubblegum Land. Nosferatu next to the maze in Cursed Castle. Tunnel Demon within the minecart tunnel that connects Dark Forest and Cursed Castle. Rob and Zob within Cursed Castle, near the entrance. They will only appear if the player has killed at least 1 soul. Night lost a lot within the Dark Forest. Once the player has killed 29 of the 30 souls, enter the Court of the Lost Spirits from the Cosmic Hub and talk to a Lost Spirit in order to trigger the Sun fight. Afterwards, complete the Lost Spirits Revenge fight, Universe fight, and Farewell battle. After completing the Farewell battle, the game will automatically save. The location on the save file will change to, and any attempts to open the save file will result in a large wall of ciphered text to rapidly scroll up the screen before sending the player back to the game's main menu. Pacifist ending. The pacifist ending is the fastest one to complete. After acquiring Red's arm, do not kill any souls. The second tutorial frog fight has no bearing on the soul counter. Visit the forest spirit in Mushroom Forest and refuse to kill them. Travel back to the Cosmic Hub and ignore the lost spirits please to kill the forest spirit. At the Cosmic Hub, the Heaven Door will appear. Enter the heaven door and agree to break destiny in order to do the Frog's Wrath fight. After completing the Frog's Wrath fight, the game will automatically save. Reloading the save file places the player within the Gate of Eternity, where they can continue playing in order to obtain a different ending. Dev Gnome's ending. Acquire the 3 gems, Aquamarine, Emerald, and Ruby, and return them to the Cat God statue in the Cosmic Hub in order to fight the Dev Gnomes. The Cat God statue appears between the Lost Spirit door and Green door and has approximately a 9% spawn chance, so just leave and re-enter the Cosmic Hub until it shows up. The Aquamarine requires the Golden Key. The player can obtain the Golden Key by completing the Brown Mage's trading quest. Once obtained, go back to Mushroom Forest and traverse west towards the area the player first dropped down from on their first visit. Open the locked door and follow the path until reaching a dome that must be opened with the arm. The Emerald also requires the Golden Key. In the flower shop at Midnight Town, it can open the locked chest. After opening the treasure chest, it triggers the light being fight. If the player fails to kill it and they own Red's arm, it has a 50% chance of spawning in the movie theater at the Cart Carnival. The ruby is given to the player after completing the Brown Slim Mushroom fight in Mushroom Forest. The pathway to Brown Slim Mushroom opens after locating all 8 hidden mushrooms and speaking to the forest spirit. Alternatively, killing the forest spirit opens the pathway without having to locate the mushrooms. The Golden Key is acquired from Brown Mage through the trading quest. A flower pot is obtained from Green Mage while progressing through Mushroom Forest the first time. Give the flower pot to the shopkeeper for the frisbee hat. Give the frisbee hat to the trash can for toilet paper. Alternatively, if the player has their arm, they can kill the trash can to obtain the toilet paper. A cake is obtained by completing Vampire Boy's obstacle course in the Cart Carnival under 34.5 seconds. Give the cake to the Stone Guardian in Midnight Town for a fishing hook. Alternatively, if the player has their arm, they can attack the Stone Guardian to obtain the fishing hook. Give the fishing hook to the Goldfish in Midnight Town for a nice stick. Batteries are obtained from the broken car in the desert. Talk with Brown Mage in Midnight Town to give them the toilet paper and the batteries in order to reach their house. At their house, give them the nice stick. In return, Brown Mage gives the player the Golden Key. Corridor ending. The corridor ending occurs after completing the journey through the very long corridor underneath Green Mage's house. On average, it takes about 3 to 4 hours to traverse all 888 rooms. It is recommended to place a weight on the right arrow key to traverse the first half of the rooms. The second half of the rooms requires manual input from the player due to scattered rocks that block the way forward. After room 23, going back 1 room displays the number of rooms traversed and gives the choice between fast traveling back to the beginning or back by 1 room. Notable sites. Room 9, Signboard 1. Green Mage asks themselves to turn back. Room 120, Signboard 2. Green Mage pleads to themselves to turn back. Room 220, Signboard 3. Green Mage gives up trying to convince themselves. Room 531. Rocks begin to appear. The amount of rocks in each room varies, but constant input is required at this stage. The rocks last 1 to 4 rooms, then stop for 1 to 2 rooms, then return. Room 888. Made it to the end of the corridor. After the corridor ending is achieved, the game will automatically save. The player can choose to reload their save file and continue playing in order to obtain a different ending. Walking backwards after completing this ending will teleport the player back to the start. Unfortunately, there is no option to teleport back to the end. Even if the player traverses the 888 rooms a second time, it is not possible to trigger the corridor ending again. Yellow Doll ending. The Yellow Doll ending requires New Game Plus. After the player obtains their arm on a New Game Plus file, walk nearby the gray door in the Cosmic Hub in order to find Sam. Accept their deal to obtain access to the lair door, which leads to the Cat God's lair and the Cat God fight. The player can either choose to kill Cat God or dodge its attacks until the fight is over. Going inside the tree will lead the player to discover Super Racket 2. They can play it and either defeat Sam or quit the minigame. Afterwards, Sam leaves, and the player must eventually enter the door to the right of the treehouse to trigger the ending. Alone ending. The Alone ending is a twist on the Yellow Doll ending. Killing Professor Orange and Grundall will give the player a different scene when they enter the door to the right of the treehouse. Trivia. There is a fake-out ending after obtaining Red's arm, where the credits partially play out before being interrupted by Frog. Although not necessarily an ending, the player can choose no at the beginning of a new game to be sent back to the game's main menu. Gallery. Normal ending. Dev Gnomes ending. Yellow Doll ending. Pacifist ending. Corridor ending. Alone ending. More information. Top contributors. Comments. 5 categories. Community content is available under CC by SAW unless otherwise noted. Explore properties. Fandom. Gamepedia D&D Beyond Cortex RPG Muthead Foothead Fanatical Follow US Overview. What is Fandom? About. Careers Press Contact Terms of Use Privacy Policy Global Sitemap Local Sitemap Community Central Support. Help Advertise Media Kit Fandomatic Contact Fandom Apps. Take your favorite fandoms with you and never miss a beat. Everhood Wiki. Advertisement Everhood Wiki ARM. Edit. Description. The arm that has the power to kill. It seems only Red can use it. Locations. Gold Pig's Temple. The arm is an item in Everhood. It is Red's right arm, which was stolen by Blue Thief. Story. In the very beginning of the game, Blue Thief steals the right arm from Red's broken body because Gold Pig had promised to make them taller for doing it. Gold Pig wants the arm to prevent Red from killing, or more likely, to prevent Red from potentially killing them. Blue Thief gives Gold Pig the arm, but Gold Pig betrays them and runs away with the arm and Blue Thief's legs. Gold Pig tries to hide from Red in their hideout, and they send their servants, namely Night Lost a Lot and Purple Mage, to stop Red. When the player reaches Gold Pig, they will try to fight them themselves. After this, Gold Pig will give up and let Red have their arm back. Once Red gets their arm back, they can kill people. Frog will teach Red how to use the arm, and the lost spirits will urge them to kill everyone in the world. Red can choose not to kill people and face the Frog's Wrath battle, or they can choose to kill everyone and transcend into another realm. Gameplay. After getting the right arm back, Red can absorb notes and shoot them back to damage foes following a set of rules. To shoot out a projectile, Red must first absorb 2 notes of the same color. Getting hit while having 1 or 2 charges will remove said charges. No more than 1 projectile can be stored at a time, and trying to absorb more than 2 notes will shoot it out. Upon absorbing 2 notes of different colors, the color will change to that of the latter note. A projectile will be blocked if it hits 2 normal notes or 1 tall note. However, this will also destroy the notes the projectile hit. Black notes can't be absorbed. Gallery. The end. Achievement icon. Obtaining the arm in the treasury. More information. Top contributors. Comments. 0 categories. Community content is available under CC by SAW unless otherwise noted. Explore properties. Fandom. Gamepedia D&D Beyond Cortex RPG Muthead Foothead Fanatical Follow US Overview. What is Fandom? About. Everhood Wiki. Advertisement Everhood Wiki Gold Pig's Temple Edit. Connections Desert Cosmic Hub Characters Purple Mage Lost Spirits Zob. Rob. Gold Pig Blue Thief Green Mage Frog. Save Points Items Arm Note. Soundtrack Zob's Theme Scratch N Sniff Suspense Squid Jazz Interlude Echoing Steps. Gold Pig's Temple, also known as the Desert Temple, is a location in Everhood. It is accessible through the blue door in the Cosmic Hub, after traversing through the desert. Gold Pig's Temple holds multiple fights, as well as Red's right arm. Appearance. From the outside, Gold Pig's Temple appears to be a massive structure built entirely out of blue bricks. The interior is a brown winding path, with large rock piles acting as roadblocks. Gold Pig's room has large piles of gold, and the path to the arm has sprites of characters flickering on the wall. The treasury containing the arm is a semicircle, with the arm on a small table, and large amounts of graffiti telling the player not to pick up the arm. Story pre-arm. After walking down the path for a bit, the player will encounter Purple Mage, who will threaten Red and encourage them to go no further. If they continue down the path, Purple Mage will summon Zob the zombie, who will proceed to battle Red. Continuing down the path, there will be a fork in the road. Down one path, there is a small room with a note on the floor. Down the other path, Purple Mage will show up again, only to be interrupted by a battle with Rob, the former world champion. After the Rob fight is the battle against Purple Mage. Defeating Purple Mage allows access to Gold Pig's room, where they will fight Red. Upon defeating Gold Pig, Green Mage and Purple Mage tell off Gold Pig for stealing Blue Thief's legs and Red's arm. After Blue Thief gets their legs back, Red may walk down the path to the treasury which contains their arm. Post-arm. Picking up the arm activates the fake-out credits and then the second frog fight, which acts as a tutorial for the new deflection mechanic. Frog encourages the player to free every soul, before disappearing. Outside the room that had the arm is an encounter with the lost spirits, who further encourage the player to kill the remaining souls in Everhood. The player can then leave out the window door, which leads back to the Cosmic Hub. If the player returns to Gold Pig's temple after retrieving their arm, it will be entirely empty as the characters have abandoned it. Gallery. Gold Pig's temple from the outside. Gold Pig's room. The treasury. Gold Pig's temple. Room containing a note. The hallway before the treasury. More information. Top contributors. Comments 0 categories. Community content is available under CC by SAW unless otherwise noted. Explore properties. Fandom. Gamepedia D&D Beyond Cortex RPG Muthead Foothead Fanatical Follow US Overview. What is Fandom? About. Everhood Wiki. Advertisement. Everhood Wiki. Lost Spirits Edit. Gender. None. Species. Spirit. Locations. Dance Club. Cursed Castle. Cart Carnival. Gold Pigs Temple. Cosmic Hub. Mushroom Forest. Isolation Room. Soundtrack. The Abyss. Reconciliation. My work is not done until I've had my revenge. A lost spirit. Lost spirits are characters in Everhood. They are mysterious figures found throughout several areas, and they aid the player in completing the normal ending. Characteristics. Appearance. Lost spirits are black shadowy figures with white masks. Each lost spirit has a uniquely shaped white mask with a unique expression carved into it. The faces have creepy, unsettling appearances. Personality. Lost spirits greatly encourage the player to kill the souls of Everhood, giving the player tips and advice on how to do so. They desire all souls to die so they can part from the current world and move on to the next world. However, the lost spirits present during the lost spirits revenge fight are resentful for the player killing them, and they take out their anger on them. List of lost spirits. There are 13 unique lost spirits. 12 of them appear during the cutscene before the sun fight, while Frog's lost spirit is absent. 9 of them appear during the lost spirits revenge fight. The 4 missing ones are Brown Mage, Zob, Rob, and Frog's lost spirits, although Brown Mage themselves does appear during the fight. Internal name. Lost spirit character pre-sun fight. Lost spirits revenge. White Mask _ Dance Club. Member of the Court of the Lost Spirits, initially found at the dance club. Yes White Mask _ Cart Carnival. Member of the Court of the Lost Spirits, initially found at the Cart Carnival. Yes White Mask _ Evil Castle. Member of the Court of the Lost Spirits, initially found at Cursed Castle. Yes White Mask _ Heart. Member of the Court of the Lost Spirits, initially seen at Gold Pig's Temple. Yes White Mask _ Ignorance. Gold Pig. Yes White Mask _ Humor. Green Mage. Yes White Mask _ Beakface. Brown Mage. Yes Brown Mage's Lost Spirit. No Brown Mage. Yes. White Mask _ Nihilism. Professor Orange. Yes White Mask _ Last Temple. Purple Mage. Yes White Mask _ Jack. Rasta Beast. Yes White Mask _ Scared. Zob. Yes No White Mask _ Glowing Eye. Rob. Note 1. Yes No White Mask _ Stoic. Frog. No Battle Story. Several lost spirits can be found before obtaining Red's arm. One in the dance club, one in Cart Carnival, and one in Cursed Castle. Upon interacting with one for the first time, they will deliver a short, cryptic line of dialogue before vanishing. When the player interacts with their first lost spirit, they will also receive the Magic 8 Ball. After a lost spirit disappears, it will show up in the Court of the Lost Spirits in the Cosmic Hub. After defeating Gold Pig for the first time and retrieving Red's arm, 4 lost spirits will appear in front of the player in the room where they fought Gold Pig. They encourage the player to liberate the souls of Everhood, before disappearing. Afterwards, they can be talked to in the Court of Lost Spirits to get tips on where to find souls the player needs to kill, as well as the option to take the soul lantern to guide them. If the player speaks to the forest spirit but refuses to kill them and travels back to the mushroom door, the lost spirit from the dance club will materialize and beg for the player to kill the forest spirit. They will insist several times and become upset if the player continues to ignore them and make their way towards the mushroom door. If the player has Red's arm and has not killed any souls, an optional cutscene will occur while wandering around the northeastern section of Cursed Castle, with the lost spirit that has a heart-shaped mask. This particular lost spirit will explain they were once powerful and had experienced all the world had to offer, but felt empty. They abandoned all of their friends, including Brown Mage, and they ended their life in the incinerator. They were happy and relieved when their life ended, but they felt compelled to help their friends who were still trapped in Everhood. If the player kills Harold Haley and does not kill Grundall or Professor Orange, they will see an optional cutscene while leaving the laboratory, with the lost spirit that is initially found in Cursed Castle. This particular lost spirit will mention they are intrigued by Red's selectiveness in their victims, and they question why Red chose to kill them so many years ago. If the player kills all of the souls in Cursed Castle, an optional cutscene will occur while wandering around the northeastern section of the castle, with the lost spirit that has a heart-shaped mask. They will tell the player to return to the Court of the Lost Spirits at the Cosmic Hub for guidance. Speaking to a lost spirit at the court after killing 29 of the 30 souls will initiate a sequence where the player must kill all of the doors within the Cosmic Hub. Once the task is completed, the lost spirits gather around Red and use their power to send them into the sky in order to kill the final soul, the sun. After Red kills the sun, Red enters the door of the dead and fights the lost spirits during the lost spirits' revenge. The lost spirits make a brief final appearance within the isolation room as the characters fade away around Pink. Trivia. Comparison of various characters and their lost spirits. The designs of the lost spirits are inspired by Uboa from Yumi Nikki and No Face from Spirited Away. 1. Although players often compare the lost spirits to Gaster from Undertale, due to the similar shaped body, head, and eyes. Zob briefly takes on the appearance of a lost spirit when being summoned by Purple Mage. Frog briefly takes on the appearance of a lost spirit after the Frog's Wrath fight. Gold Pig, Green Mage, Brown Mage, Professor Orange, Purple Mage, and Rasta Beast briefly take on the appearances of lost spirits in the isolation room. Door of the Dead. There are 8 unique faces of death present on either side of the Door of the Dead during the opening of the Lost Spirits Revenge fight. The number 8 is a reoccurring theme throughout the game. There is an 8 in the Magic 8 Ball's name. There are 888 rooms in the Endless Corridor. The thermometer during the sun's death reads -88,888.88 degrees Celsius. The player deals 88,888 damage to the cube during the universe fight. Purple Mage's Lost Spirit resembles the PoChamp Twitch emote and is an emote on the Everhood Discord server. 2. Gallery. Main article. Lost Spirits Gallery references. Up-pointing arrow file. Reference Lost Spirit Design Inspiration.png Up-pointing arrow notes. Up-pointing arrow. Although the moment of Rob's transformation into a lost spirit, or vice versa, is never displayed in-game, it can be inferred that the unidentified lost spirit, whitemask_glowing eye, is Rob. Both characters are missing their left eye. Rob and Zob were revived by the same binding contract. Zob briefly assumes the form of a lost spirit as they manifest. Although Rob is not seen being manifested, it can be assumed they were revived in a similar manner as Zob, and thus has a lost spirit. Both Rob and Zob are grateful for being killed by Red. Zob does not appear during the Lost Spirits' Revenge as they have no need to reconcile, unlike the other Lost Spirits. The unidentified Lost Spirit does not appear during the Lost Spirits' Revenge, since Rob similarly has no need to reconcile. More information. Top contributors. Comments. 2. Categories. Community content is available under CC by SAW unless otherwise noted. Explore properties. Fandom. Gamepedia D&D Beyond Cortex RPG Muthead Foothead Fanatical Follow US Overview. What is fandom? About.